Welcome to the NFC East and the NBA streets where we talk about the NFL, mostly the NFC. We talk about the NBA. We talk about boxing. We talk about sports all around the world. Look here, need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe so y'all know when we going live. Really don't cost y'all nothing just to press that button, you dig? It's your boy Big Ted here representing them Dallas Cowboys and them Houston Rockets. Up top of me, you got your boy representing them Washington Commanders and them San Antonio Spurs. Big Chuck, what's happening, man?
What up, Big Tech? What's going on with you, brother? This is me
I'm good,
up
bro.
here representing the Spurs and the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? SNS Network, Burgundy and Gold till I'm dead and cold. I'm on the road, and we're gonna win the motherfucking NFC East this year and the Super Bowl. You heard it here first.
And last, right? Representing them New York Giants and them New York Knicks. Nephew, what's happening, man?
Hey man, what's good, man? Two things, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, man. Thank you everybody for subscribing and commenting to the pod, man. And number two, man, all y'all men out there, make sure y'all take care of y'all feet, man. Make sure y'all take care of y'all feet. It's very important, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm representing them Big Blue and nephew and that New York Nick nephew shit, man. Let's go, man. I'm ready to talk this shit, man. Let's go.
Hey, man, take care of y'all dogs. I got to learn to do it too. I guess that's what he's trying to say to me. Whatever. Listen here, man. Shouts out to my man Lee Love, man, representing them Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles and the San Antonio Spurs. Yeah, had to take that business. He'll be back soon. The mama of the bunch who's neutral. E Boogie, what's happening, mama?
What's going on, Ted? I'm here to give y'all some unbiased insight beyond the highlights.
Hey, okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. All right, man, let's say it. Everybody feeling good, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? I see the smiles on the face. So I guess we're all good. Let's get into this playoff game. Well, let's say this finals, excuse me. Um, it's 2-2 now. OKC, Indiana. You know what I mean? A lot of people had OKC just walking through this one, but it's not like that. But Chuck, I'm gonna start this off with you, man. What you think about this final?
Hey man, it's 2-2, man. I mean, it's lived up to what everything what everybody thought it was going to be. I mean, let me back up. I'm not going to say that because everybody thought OKC was going to sweep or maybe a gentleman sweep. So I got to give credit to the Indy for keeping it, 0-0. I mean, it's a 3-game series now. So I think Rick Carlisle has been a difference maker, because OKC does have a superior team,
Okay.
players. They got the reigning, NBA MVP.
Okay, well.
But Rick Carlisle is showing his wares and showing that, having superior coaching means a lot.
Right.
The adjustments he's made, the way he's subbed, his players, he's been able to, stay neck and neck with OKC. So I got to give them credit where credit is due. So this 3-game series, man, it's up for grabs. I called it. I said OKC in 5, so that was wrong. So I guess in this best 2 out of 3, I gotta go say OKC in 2, best 2 out of 3.
I appreciate it. Okay. Nephew, tell me what you feel about this final.
Well, what I thought was what I said. Alex Caruso played Halliburton last night. Did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't all that fancy passing and all that against Alex Caruso. Held him to 18.7 assists. Shea was Shea, did his 35 thing. And Alex Caruso chipped in 20. And that's big for Alex Caruso coming off the bench. 20 points off the bench from Alex Caruso was big.
Yeah.
And their other star, Williams, showed up as well. So that's why they came out with the win. And like I said, man, it's a 4-2 series for OKC, like I thought it would be. I thought they was gonna win the game last night, and they did. And let's just see what happened when they go back to OKC. I think they'll win this one too. I think they're gonna win 2 in a row. And Indiana hasn't let the team win 2 in a row yet in the playoffs. So I really think they get this game in OKC.
That's what's scary. Yeah. Indiana hasn't given up 2 games straight. They really haven't. Eve Mama Boogie, tell me what you feel. These your OKC boys that you
Series is
really
going
like.
exactly as I said. They won before the series started. I said we're going to push it to 6, but it looked like it's going to be a 7-game. I always want a 7-game series. I like that. I like the winner go home type thing. I love it. So
Yeah.
right now, I disagree with nephew. So if OKC got it to win 2 games in a row, and because of that, if they keep going like they're going, Indiana's going to win this series. If they keep alternating games, because Indiana's up next, then OKC, then Indiana. It doesn't have to go like that. But I don't know. And I did mention they had the more experienced coach, but they only lost by, what did they lose by?
7.
7 points?
14.
They lost by 14.
No, they won by 7.
Yeah,
Won by 7. Yeah,
seven
I was about to
points.
say.
So that's not, I don't know if either team, which I'm thankful for, I don't want to see.
It wasn't that close coming out though. It wasn't that close. It was over with like the early fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I was surprised OKC gave up that 10-point lead. I mean, Indy gave up that 10-point lead. I'm sorry.
But when they started the game,
Not
Yeah,
towards
so
the,
we going.
in the fourth quarter.
okay. So basically, they didn't do as they normally do, but we'll see. It's a 3-game, like you said, it's a 3-game series. I'm excited about that, and the team that can possibly win 2 games in a row will win in 6. But I
I
don't
agree
think
with
that's
that.
going to happen. I think
I
we're going
think
to go to game 7, and it's going to just come down to the wire. And it's not going to be about winning 2 games in a row. That game 7 will just be whoever lasts for the entire 48 minutes.
right.
But this
I
is a
tip
great
my hat to
series.
Indiana. I
I'm
tip my hat to Indiana. I didn't see this. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see this at all. So I tip my hat to Indiana. Hallenberg, physicality to me is what's going to hold him back. To me, he's scared of contact, but that's another segment, another story. Um, Newfound respect for Indiana. I do see 7 now, and I would love to see this to go 7. Um, Rick Carlisle, who really don't get the credit he should get as a real good coach. He doesn't get the credit he should. I want to give him his kudos and his flowers. Uh, so through this whole playoff, uh, minutes played, substituting proper calls at the proper time, in game management, all of that. Rick Carlisle, I want to give him his flowers. So yeah, I'm with you on this one. OKC can't go tit for tat with India. They can't
Right.
because I personally feel like this next one's going to OKC. If OKC lose that one, it's over. So what y'all feel? Y'all see it going 7?
That's
Chuck,
good.
Yeah, most likely. More than likely. Yeah.
nephew.
I just think the role players for OKC they turn up when they home. They play bad. They play worse on the road than they do at home. When they home, they get energized, and I just think they're gonna win this second game. If they win 2 in a row, it's gonna be 4-2. Like I said,
Yeah, I agree with that. This is when SGA has to show that he really belongs on that Mount Rushmore for this generation. He has to show it, man. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one. A lot of people thought this was a cakewalk for OKC.
Mm-mm. They're too
So
young for that. They're not experienced enough for that to just
yeah,
kick
I
off.
agree. I totally agree.
I
It's
couldn't
just,
see that.
but if you look at Indiana, they're really not experienced enough either.
I thought with both being young, it will be it will be exactly what this is, where you just
Yeah,
but OKC is extremely young. That's the difference. OKC they besides Shea and Isaiah Hartenstein and Caruso, they are extremely young. They got a bunch of babies on their team as opposed to Indiana. They got more veteran players, but not veteran, but more seasoned players than OKC does.
because of
And they should have the edge as far as that's concerned. But the way OKC plays defensively, that gives them the edge over Indiana, I believe, in my heart.
I would love to see
all we
them
need is
win.
All Indiana would need Pascal Siakam at 20 points. If he would have had 30, That's another story as well. Pascal Siakam got to show up. Benedict Mathurin only had 8 points. And Oklahoma shot horrible from three.
Yeah,
They shot
yeah.
horrible. So the game was there. The difference looked like it was free throws. So I'm curious to see how they come out, because if they go with what they've been going with, Neesmith shot horribly too. But if Siakam get his 30, and he's more than capable of getting 30, to your point, that's the leadership and the veteran. He's the vet. If he go on and get that, OKC's want to have a time. So I like
You know what else I
OKC.
noticed? To me, or is it every playoff series, TJ McConnell shows up. So regardless of who they play, TJ McConnell
Scrappy.
somehow his name gets mentioned
Scrappy.
every time for some reason. And I'm not taking away nothing about his game, but he's basic. But he's basic enough to where he makes. I haven't seen him make a bad decision. Maybe 3 times out of 100.
And what happened in that game last night? They had Caruso. They had Caruso and Halliburton. And then when TJ McConnell came in, they put Wiggins or what's the boy's name? Detroit center, his son.
Oh, Wallace.
Wallace. They put Wallace on TJ McConnell. He couldn't get like he wasn't doing what he was doing when he was getting 5 steals. It wasn't nobody to steal from because nobody had the ball who he was guarding. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna guard Shea.
Yeah.
So they made the right changes in the last game. That's what I mean. Game adjustments and that. No, never mind.
No, I understand. I definitely understand.
I'm about to go down the rabbit hole with Tibbs, but go ahead, man. We all good, man. Tibbs out of here, so.
Well, I'm looking forward. Like, truly speaking, I'm looking forward to see what their offseason look like, because I want to know if Jalen Williams going to stay, if he's going to leave. That's the question for me right now. If OKC win it or lose it, what happens with Jalen Williams in the offseason? He's a very huge part of that core.
Who we talking about?
Defensively and
Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll leave. They're such a tight knit unit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even come to the podium to talk without the whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell how much he gave all of them Rolexes, Rollies and shit. Like they so tight. I don't think that he'll do what Jalen did. Jalen took a pay cut to take his boys to come in. Yeah. I think he'll do something like that. He'll take a pay cut to stay on the team. Like he want to stay with them.
Yeah, I agree.
No doubt.
I totally agree. But yeah, I see it going 7 now. I had OKC 4-2. I see it 7. So we're gonna see how that one goes. But we're gonna move on to the next, man. I want to move back to the women for a second. I want to know who's your favorite WNBA player of all time. And we're going to start this one off with nephew. Favorite WNBA player of all time.
WNBA player.
Yes, sir.
I gotta go with. Man, that's tough, man. I'm gonna go Sue Bird, man. I'm gonna go Sue Bird. All-time leader in assists, WNBA history, couple chips. Mm-hmm. She always been a top-notch player until she retired. So I'll go Bird, man. I go Sue Bird.
That's a good pick. That's a very good pick. Sue Bird part of that Connecticut crew, ain't she?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Big Chuck, favorite WNBA player all time.
I'm going to have to go with Cynthia Cooper, man. You know what I'm saying? She got a couple of scoring titles. You know, MVPs. You know what I'm saying? She was, offensively, man, she was unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
You know what I mean? So, I got to go with C. Cooper, man.
All right. That's a good pickup. That's a good one.
For sure.
Give me your WNBA player of all time, B Boogie.
Picking with my favorite WNBA big, Lisa Leslie of the LA Sparks. She got 2 championships out there. That was a tough time for her to come in against them Houston Comets. She was 3-time WNBA MVP. And she got
Yes.
and for those finals at those championships she won, she was the finals MVP for both of them. And I've known Lisa
Yes.
Leslie, her name came up, like I said, way back when, prior to the internet, on the newspaper. I saw that this young lady scored over a Berkshire Mills record, scoring over 100 points in a basketball game. That's still 32 minutes. So I'm going to go with Lisa Leslie. And the news that I do love, I did like seeing her work with Angel Reese, because Angel Reese is very unorthodox around the basket. And I think she wanted to work to correct that. But Dawn stated and picked up Lisa Leslie to work with her front court players down in South Carolina. So I like all of that. I like
That's
all
what's
No
of it.
up.
doubt.
That's
And,
what's
and
up.
let me just say respectfully, you could throw Angel Reese offensive game in the trash, though. she
He
she,
got
she,
horrible.
she a
Hey, man,
hot
that's,
stack.
that's
She a
why
hot
Lisa
stack of
Leslie got
trash
it.
as
He's
far
trying
as
to make
offensively, man.
her factor. That's why Lisa
And
Leslie
half
got
of
it.
her boards come from her missing shots. Just to
You
let
are.
y'all know.
You are. You
She
are.
get a lot of offensive
Even
boards.
You
That ain't right,
are.
nephew.
He are.
I'm 100, man.
even though
That's
they
how he
had
feel. Like
opportunity to still box her out, but
I'm actually
secondly,
going.
this season it looks like they pulled her out away from the basket. So I believe they said when she was younger, she did play away from the basket. She was, I don't know if she was, I don't think she was a point guard, but she played away from the basket. I don't know if in this transition that she's still trying to work things out. I'm still pulling for little sis, but I hear all that, and she's still a WNBA player. She got her college championship, and she's a competitor. So I'm going to
She
see.
is
Yeah.
she is a fierce
Yeah.
competitor. You can't take away her heart, and you can't take away her hustle.
And her nose
That's one
around
thing.
the
That's
business.
two things that she got,
She knows
and
where
her
the ball's
will to win.
coming off. She knows where the ball's coming off, even when, as you say, it's not her shot. She knows where the ball's coming off. She's going to get her board.
Yes, she does. Yes,
We
she
want to
does.
see
I
that
give her
continue.
credit for all that. I was just talking about her offensive game. You could just
No, we're going to keep working with it, and we're going to see where she goes. That's where I'm going to.
she got to put in some work, man. She
This
got to put in
dude's
some.
hard. This dude hard. All right.
Bless her heart,
I'm
man.
a mine is definitely Cheryl Swoop again because, like I said, me in junior college, we was all at the table. We played Odessa. Our girls played their girls. Their boys played our boys. Thank God it was 2 years after Larry Johnson left. Did not want to face that guy. I wasn't guarding him anyway, but thank God for that. And then she went to the Houston Comets. And I started off a Comet fan. She got 4 of them things to walk off with. But I'm a very big, huge Tina Thompson fan.
Mm-hmm.
Tina
Tina
Thompson.
Thompson, yeah, she
Huge
was
Tina
tough.
Thompson fan.
Rebound, points and rebounds.
Gave you everything. Gave you everything. Big shot. Respectfully. And I'm proud of what she's doing now. Now she got a son. Her son is the point guard over there at Georgia Tech. So
Okay.
we're gonna see how that, how that pan out. That's gonna be a good look for her.
Okay.
Hey,
But
hold up though. Shout out to the defensive side, Sylvia Fowles, man, one of the best defenders in WNBA history, a monster, and
Absolutely.
Lauren Jackson, a champion of champions, unstoppable in the box, a monster with the mid range. Lauren Jackson, bro, for sure.
I can go with that. I can go with that all day. Actually, listen, you can't leave Spoon out when you talk defense. Don't ever leave with the Spoon out.
No.
That's the dog of
I
all
love,
dogs.
I'm a Liberty fan. Shout out to Teaspoon, man. My bad, man. Heck yeah, Teaspoon. Crazy.
She the dog of all dogs. So you know what I mean? If anybody gave Coop any type of an issue or a problem, it was her.
Oh, for sure.
It was Spoon.
For sure.
You know, but let me ask this. Being that we on WNBA. And I think we can go here with this. Why hasn't the money really changed from the beginning to now? Is it corporation, or is it that the girls ain't really putting no asses in them seats?
That's what
Chuck,
it is.
I'm gonna let you go, Chuck.
That's what it is. It's advertisement. NBA people paying money. I mean, when the Knicks was playing Boston, they had tickets going for $100,000 a piece.
Right,
One
right,
ticket.
right.
You go to a WNBA game, the most expensive ticket is probably what, $50? You know what I'm saying? So, and nobody's, they're not getting the big time advertising. So that's what it is. If they got the more advertising coming in, then they would get more money. So that's the
Yeah,
issue right there.
yeah. But let me see that. Go ahead, nephew. What you have to say?
No, we can't disrespect. Like the tickets are actually more than $50. You can't sit on the floor for $50. It costs a little more than $50. But I get what Chuck's saying. Like maybe a floor seat is probably like $500. That's probably $500 for a floor seat. But I think it's because of the way the game is played, the vision of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want men to be involved in this game, it has to be a lot of visual stunning things for a man to be glued into the whole for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like to a basketball game. Like so it's a lot of more beautiful women coming in playing basketball, right? So you're seeing a lot more people watching the game because of that. But what I think is, as far as the game is concerned itself, if you lower the rim like 1 foot, like not even foot, maybe like 2 inches, because women are dunking already. You know what I'm saying? If you see women dunking on women like on a regular basis, bro, you know how many eyes would come to that game? I can't even imagine seeing that on a regular basis. Like women dunking on women, that would be incredible to me. Like I would watch that every day, all day. So I think the way the game is played and the visual aspect of the game, because they're getting a lot more eyes now because a lot more beautiful women playing the game. That's the actual reason.
They'll have
Well,
to lower the foot.
well, no, and absolutely not.
Not a foot. That's too low.
Absolutely not. As a
Like a couple
basketball
inches.
player, absolutely not. As a basketball player, the fact that they have to use a smaller ball is ridiculous. Because when we hoop and we're not playing in high school or we're not playing in college, we use the same basketball y'all use. And then it's an adjustment when we come back to school. Absolutely not. Don't touch the rim. And the reason why you're also getting more eyes, because there was a time when the women's Final Four was the only thing that they played for college women. We didn't see the whole tournament with them.
The regular season games, stuff like that.
So all these regular season games, they have boosted because they found out the Connecticut's, the Tennessees, the La Tex, they had fans already. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, and we know with Connecticut, they were rock stars when they traveled, but Connecticut was sold out. Tennessee had their base. Different schools all had their fan bases. So
Yeah,
now the
yeah,
LSU's, the Baylor's. So now they started showing those more. So we were able to see these young ladies come up. Y'all know Teresa Witherspoon because y'all actually were invested into watching. To get more of these people, they're showing more college games. They're showing the entire tournament. And one of the things
yeah,
that the NBA player says is that the NBA could have helped back them better, not just for pay, but putting them
yeah.
out there and putting them on. That they
That's my
couldn't be
second
for their
question.
own
Yeah.
promotion. There's certain things that did not have to happen if they were really looking for their success. And one of the things they were talking about pay, they weren't talking about exactly being paid what the men were. They were talking
Right,
about getting I believe it was the profit share. I hate using terms. At one point, I knew what they were talking about because I looked it up. It was more
right.
so just getting their fair share, where if the men, and I'm going to just throw some numbers, they're not accurate. If the men were getting 40% and the ladies were only getting, and this is going to be low, 10% or something like that. I'm not saying that's what they were getting, but that's what the disparity was. They weren't expecting to get paid the same as the men. They just wanted their fair share of
Right.
what was coming in. So yeah, now we're looking because, you know, I love seeing Asia Wilson's tennis shoe commercial. It's pretty dope. You know what I mean? She got her own shoe. These
Right.
guys are getting their
Right.
own things. Now there's a push behind them. And to nephew's point, you know, of course, to as far as how they look or whatever, and maybe that's what oh my goodness. That's what Angel Reese's appeal is, but she also gets a major backlash. And the biggest thing is the ladies that we mentioned, they're the ones that carried the NBA, the WNBA. They carried the WNBA without all the viewership, without all the fanfare that these ladies are now getting. You had to have that foundation or they wouldn't have nowhere to go to. So there were a lot of things
Right.
established. Do not touch that rim. We don't need to be adjusting games. We want to go and play at every park that we're playing. But if you want to see pure basketball, if you actually want to see defense, they don't talk about, they may a little bit, but there aren't two-way players. Everybody's playing both ways. There are greater offensive players, just like the NBA used to be. There are players who are greater defensive. Everybody's not a prolific offensive player. Everybody's not a prolific defensive player. But Cynthia Cooper shows us they play D. So when we talk about those players, Lisa Leslie, she could score and she played defense. I think if you want to see a more pure form of the game, and yeah, it is below the rim, but you turn into women's basketball and you keep it as it is. Because I think if we try to make it look like men's basketball by lowering the rim, but then it'll be the pushback. Oh, but it's a lower rim. They're not really doing anything. I think we leave it the same and we grow it as it is. We just do.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Nephew, what you gonna say?
I was actually going to say I wanted to ask y'all guys a question about that same situation. Like, what if they made the women, like the women's and the men's organizations combined? Like if they were all part of one organization. So like, you know, like high school is like when the men play, you know what I'm saying, the next day or the same day the women play, but I'm not saying the same day, but the following day, they have the same, they play in the same arenas, the same planes, everything is the same. Do you think that the fanfare would change based on the situation where they're playing at and how they're playing? Because right now, my opinion is, because of the beauty of the sport now, the way the women are looking and everything, that they're being advertised differently too. So based on that, it's bringing men viewership more to the sport. But what I'm saying is, they were part of the organization itself. They would advertise them better. They would be presented better to the public, and that would bring even more viewership. What do you think about that?
I think it would, and I also think if they share ticket sales, like if they purchase a ticket, that ticket should be able to get them in the men's game and the women's game. I think that would push a lot of viewers towards the women's game. But my problem is, well, at least me, I thought most of these organizations, the Philly or Houston, when the Thomas was there, they were backing. At least I felt like they were backing these girls, women, excuse me. But it doesn't seem like, even still to this day, it doesn't seem like they're not getting the backing from the NBA, and they supposed to be a part of a lot of these franchises. So I'm not. That's why I'm not understanding. But Chuck, my nephew question, what you got to say, Chuck?
Yeah, what you
Now,
think, Chuck?
I think it would help, like you said, if they travel together. You know, like you said, a ticket get them into both games. That would bring more eyes, you know, to the WNBA and increase the popularity. Also, I like how they kind of try to mimic, like with the colors and everything, because merchandise is a big thing when it comes to getting the popularity and getting, you know, the word out for different teams. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, if they would put a concerted interest into, you know, getting out like T-shirts, hats, you know, the other WNBA teams,
Right,
that would expand and grow the sport as well.
right, right. E, what you think?
I mean, what you think?
Um, it's already doing what it's doing. I don't know about the playing with them. We did that. We did that in college. It was sort of that thing in college. The CIAA.
Yeah.
We would play
Yeah,
at
Nah.
5,
Yeah. Well,
we would play at 7, and by
yep,
halftime the place would be packed. You know what I mean? But we always had our
getting ready for the man.
understand the
yeah.
WNBA has a strong, loyal fan base. And yes, it does need to grow. But I don't know if them playing alongside with the men's game overshadow, because right now it's going on, but through the summer it's really all WNBA. If you want to see basketball, it's Big Three and it's WNBA. So I don't
Right.
know if
I got you.
yeah,
I
I
got
don't
you.
know if we want to share that. But I
I
do
got you.
know that the big names, the Kyries, they go to the women's game. Kevin Durant's, they go support the women. I
Yeah,
think maybe through because a lot of these guys have podcasts. I actually enjoy Carmelo's. Maybe just any way that former players or anybody can, to y'all's point, as bringing in the NBA, that they can
right.
continue to spread the word about the game, about the league, and present it for what it is. It's not the NBA. They're not men. The game is not above the rim. However, I'm watching a series where the game really isn't above the rim right now. Is it just me?
That's true.
Or is that
That's true.
it's not above the rim? So
That's true.
let's keep it. I love the purity because it's pure basketball. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And I really want to keep that. And now I really do think it is from getting to know these college players. Like we all know who Flage is. She's not out yet. We're going to look to see where Flage goes. You know what I mean? So, and then these rivalries, they got intense. That whole Angel
Mm.
Reese and Caitlin Clark thing. But apparently, they've been hooping against each other, before that. So what are
Since high
they?
school.
Are they the new Bird Magic?
Yeah.
And I don't mean
Now
There's no,
listen,
comparison as far as period.
there's no comparison.
Caitlin
I just
Clark tough.
mean how divided the racial bias is. If you jump in those Angel Reese comments, it's a lot of, old white men, middle-aged white men, talking real disparaging against her.
Yeah.
And the same thing's going with Caitlin Clark, but I really wanted to get back to basketball and how competitive they are. But yeah, there's so many great women's basketball players that's come through. You think about the Tennessee program, what they produce. You think about UConn and what they produce. Because to name one of the players I really liked that I forgot to mention, Tamika Catchings.
Whew,
Woo.
She
Yeah.
was one of my
Woo-hoo.
favorite. I enjoyed her through college. The Candace Parkers. These women really laid down that foundation, and yes, we're going to continue to grow it. And I really like the fact that you guys even brought up those points to try to improve it because you want to see it grow. So I really do appreciate. I appreciate that. I appreciate the interest. I love how y'all know your history with these women. I love that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And
One
see,
thing about
see the
us,
thing.
one thing about us as a group was we always had competition and everything. Like when we watch stuff and we watching WNBA, we picked the team automatic. We gonna compete against each other. Like he picked up Houston, I picked up New York. I was always New York. I'm stay New York till I
Yeah.
die. That's it.
Yeah.
But he jumped on Houston till he died. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? And we compete again. I love WNBA basketball, man. I love college women's basketball. I like basketball.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
But you know what I want to
Basketball.
bring up though?
And maybe we need to remind people this is basketball.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yo, you
absolutely.
remember when was that a coach or a commentator that called Rutgers girls nappy head hoes?
That
Remember
was
that?
the dude. That was Don Imus on the radio.
Yeah.
Nappy
Yeah,
headed
Done.
hoes.
That
Cappy
hurt me so
Poindexter
bad.
now.
That hurt me so bad. One, because it was a bulldog on that team when he said.
yes,
Mattia Ajivon was on that team when he said. She's a
yes.
bulldog. She's from our high school.
Shout
And
out to
we know
Matisse.
her. That hurt my feelings.
Shout
But
out.
it just came to me. I don't even know why I really brought that up, but it just came to me because we
And it
were
was
talking
a
about
good
it. But
thing.
yeah,
Matee was tough.
yeah. But you can put Rutgers girls also in that same boat with the Tennessees and the and the Baylors and all of them because Vivian Stringer was listen, if not top 3 women, top 5, they're guaranteed.
Yeah, the coaching that goes
For
into
sure.
at college level. Yes, they have legendary coaches currently, of course. You talk
Yeah,
about Dawn Staley hooping while she was coaching.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? You talk
Listen,
about the women who are just, and I mean, there are legendary men's coaches as well. Whether you like them or not, what Gino came in and did with UConn was
yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
amazing. And I always wanted
yeah,
UConn to go down, but I absolutely respected them. But yeah, I always wanted
No
to.
doubt.
Gino always gonna go down as number one because he got a hand, he got two hands plus a couple more fingers.
Well, darn good
So
time.
yeah,
Gino
so
Auriemma, he been there. He been coaching for so long, man. He just got his
yeah,
numbers is just crazy.
Gino, yeah, yeah, respectfully.
Yeah.
But now let's move on to this next one real quick, man. I don't know, you might know, but I'm gonna go with the fellas on this. I'm gonna ask you if you want to participate in this one. E. I need y'all all-time middleweight boxing champ of all time. Chuck, I'm gonna start with you on this.
We start with me.
No, Chuck.
Oh, Chuck,
All right,
my
so
bad.
I'm about to give you because boxing is such an expansive sport. You know what I mean? I'm about to give you my all time. I'm about to go with Sugar Ray Robinson just because of the fact that he fought for 25 years. He had 85 amateur fights, 85 and 0 as an amateur. I think he had like 120, 179 and 16 and 6. Like, just as a professional, I mean, just crazy. Knocking people out. 1947, had a fight with a dude named Jimmy Doyle, actually knocked him out and killed him in the 9th round. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Sugar Ray Robinson was just, I mean, just when you look up boxing in the dictionary, you see his picture.
Right.
But when I go with the golden age, and when I'm saying the golden age, talking about like Hearns, Leonard, Duran, I'm gonna go with Hagler, man, because Marvelous Marvin Hagler, man, he was just relentless. He would come at you, had that bald head, and he was just like ball bull. He would never give up, always coming at you. He would never back up. You know what I'm saying? He from the Brick City. You know what I'm saying? So Len bias with that, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta go. I gotta go with Marvelous Marvin Hagler, brother.
Right. Nephew,
Excuse me.
give me your favorite
Hey, man,
middleweight.
I'm going with that man from Philly, man. His name is Bernard Hopkins, bro. The executioner. That man got locked up, got out of jail, and started kicking ass on up and down WBC, WBA, and the WBO uh, middleweight champ. He went to lightweight champ, won that championship for a year, held that down, and he just beat all the best, man. He beat Trinidad. He beat all some of the greatest people that we know, man, in our lifetime watching boxing, man. So shout out to B Hop the executioner, man. That's my guy.
Trinidad was tough. Can't front on that. Definitely tough. E, you want to participate in this one? You know
Yeah,
anything
I
about this
don't know
boxing
the greatest of
people?
all time, but I do remember the times. Like boxing was on in my house. I do remember
Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin
Okay.
Hagler,
Okay.
and the Thomas
Okay.
Hearns fights, and but I don't know enough to speak on it
You
with
said
you
that's good
guys. I
enough.
don't
You
know
gave me
enough
Ray
to
Leonard.
speak on it with you guys. I think it was just a wonderful time, great time for, I guess, that middleweight champion, the middleweight,
Division.
yeah, yes, the middleweight division. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Leonard was the best, if not one of, definitely. So I go
Whether
with
he
Yes,
Leonard.
was
sir.
the best, he was the one we
I'm gonna go
knew.
ahead. Of
He
course,
was the
Hagler.
household name that we knew.
He
There
had
you
that
go.
Sprite commercial. No, 7 Up. It was 7 Up.
Exactly. Right. The Sprite
Seven.
commercial. Exactly. I'm gonna go
Then he had
Hagler, of
Ray Leonard
course.
Jr.
I'm gonna go Hagler, of course, because I'm living by his hometown. Plus, I still remember. I never seen it, but I remember my father showing me an article. I think this guy was British, but his slogan was "I'll never lose to a nigga," and he was
Word.
fighting Hagler next, and Hagler beat the brakes off him. So, listen. I never seen the fight, but just by me seeing that guy saying it, my father showed me the
Wow.
article and showed me the white man standing there with the face on. Like, and from that point on, when my father told me, well, the article said, I guess whatever said, that Hagler beat his ass, Hagler became my guy, and he's from the hometown. So, but I'm a Sweet Pea Purnell fan, and he's not middleweight, but I'm a Sweet Pea Purnell fan to the end, for real. I could bring up Mark Breland too, because I like Mark Breland too. I really, really did, but that's another story, man.
Mark Brilliant was tough.
Yeah, yeah. So how y'all feel, man? Everything good?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, feeling great, brother.
Okay, E, what about you?
Feeling good.
That's what I'm saying, man. Another shout out to my bro Lee Love. He'll be back for the next segment. This is
Shout
another
out to Lee
segment of the
Love, man. Happy Father's Day to
NFP.
everybody out there.
Happy Big
Yes, sir.
Happy
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day.
Yes, yes, yes. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, man. Enjoy that good food and drink enough to pass out in your own house and not nobody else's. You dig? This is your boys
Yes,
from the
sir.
NFC East and the NBA Street saying deuces, man. Y'all be easy out there. You heard?
Yes, sir.